Left-hander Chris Archer has been dominant in his young career versus the New York Yankees, posting a perfect 4-0 record with an ERA of 1.51. Tonight, Chris leads the Rays into the Big Apple to face Derek Jeter and the Bronx Bombers. Welcome to T-Mobile Tuesday Night Baseball. We welcome you from the Bronx, New York, where tonight the Rays and the New York Yankees square off in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you looking in. Well, over the next couple of weeks, the Rays and the Yankees will meet 6 times, which gives the Rays a front row seat as Derek Jeter plays his way toward the end of a Hall of Fame bound career. And BA, by the time he completes this season, he will have left his mark in a significant way on this illustrious franchise.
Absolutely right. Derek Jeter, he's got it done with style. He's gotten it done with grace. And I'll tell you something else, a whole lot of production, too. 20 seasons as the Yankee shortstop, and these right here are his all-time Yankee ranks. And the thing about him, too, that's been special is he's always had that flair for the dramatic and that knack for coming through in the clutch. It's been such a long and illustrious career for the Yankee captain, and it's not quite over yet.
So Derek Jeter continues to play his way toward the conclusion of that career. Meanwhile, tonight, the Rays will send Chris Archer to the mound, and he's trying to find the winning track after a couple of off-the-track starts against the Blue Jays and the Red Sox.
Well, this would be the matchup that you would want then. The last 2 starts for Chris Archer, he has struggled, but against the New York Yankees, he has absolutely manhandled this team. 5 career starts against the Yankees, a 4-0 record, 1.51 earned run average, averaging over 7 innings a start. And in those 35 2/3 innings, just 20 hits given up. He's holding them to a 165 average. That fastball, that slider, they've been sharp, and the Yankee hitters thus far have not been able to figure him out at all.
It has been a challenge and a joy for him to pitch here at Yankee Stadium. You can see he is 1-0 in 2 starts this season against New York with a 198. Hiroki Kuroda in 3 starts against the Rays this year for New York with a record of 1-1 and a 3.10 ERA. It will be Archer looking for his 9th win, Kuroda for victory number 11. Moments away from the first pitch on an overcast but beautiful evening in the Bronx. Back after this. Yankee captain Derek Jeter leads his club onto the field here for Game 1 of this 3-game series. A career which began in 1995. Tonight's starting lineup for the Rays, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Ben Zobrist will lead off, followed by the DH David DeJesus. And then Evan Longoria, James Loney in the cleanup spot. In right field, Will Myers. Matt Joyce in left with Yunel Escobar playing short. Kevin Kiermaier in center field, the 8th place hitter, batting in front of the catcher Ryan Hannigan.
Well, taking the mound this evening for the New York Yankees is right-hander Hiroki Kuroda, making his 29th start of the season. 10-8 record, ERA of 3.78. That 10th win came his last time out, and it was a strong start. That was against the Boston Red Sox. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, didn't walk anybody while striking out 8. Now let's take a look at the defense as it lines up behind Kuroda, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we have Chris Young, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Ichiro Suzuki. Across the infield, third to first, Chase Headley, Derek Jeter, Stephen Drew, and Mark Teixeira. Brian McCann will be behind the plate.
Well, there's Derek Jeter. Jeter comes into this game hitting .310 for his career. And if it's any consolation to the Rays, they've beaten that a little bit in their head-to-head matchup with him. He's only hitting .302 lifetime against the Rays.
It's the little things you notice, Dwayne.
Joe Girardi, the skipper of this New York club. Yankees running second by a percentage point over Toronto in the East. They're 10 back with 21 left to play. And leading it off for the Rays will be Ben Zobrist. Rays have won 8 of 13 against New York. They've gone 5-1 here at Yankee Stadium. First pitch of the game, swung on and missed. That's a strike. First pitch presented by Pinch a Penny.
Well, you kind of had the feeling that this is the way that the Rays lineup is going to attack Kuroda. He doesn't walk many guys around the plate. You see a pitch that you feel like you can get to early. You got to go for it.
This one down and in. Our big matchup, actually matchups for GMC. Zobrist, a couple of home runs, 286 against him. Longoria 417 and Matt Joyce 391. Let's see how that carries through into this game tonight. Here's a pitch that disappeared on Zobrist, and it's 1-2.
I love the way Joe Madden has put them into the lineup. Because of that production, and we know how specific Joe can be from game to game with lineup changes, he's spread them out. Zobrist obviously leading off. Longoria going to hit third and Joyce sixth. So he's kind of spread that production through the lineup. See if that matters.
Strike 3 called. Zobrist caught looking. And that's the first out.
Yeah, and that's a good fastball. This is coming off of the split that started in the same spot and then bottomed out. He keeps this one right here. Fools Ben Zobrist with that fastball right down at the bottom of the zone. Great start here for Kuroda.
It'll be interesting to see how this works out. Vic Carapazza working the plate out of Countryside High School and the U.S. Air Force, 35 years old, 4th year in the major leagues, and he will give you a liberal strike zone most of the time. There's a liner foul up the right side out of play by DeJesus.
Well, you've got umpires that look to call strikes, and then umpires that you almost feel like they're reluctantly calling strikes. They'd rather call, balls. And Vic Carapazza absolutely falls into that first category. So these hitters have to understand, go up there ready to hit.
And I think those umpires are good for the game. They keep it moving. They force the issue a little bit by having a liberal strike zone. There's strike 2.
And they're not overboard with it. It's just, hey, if it's borderline, it's going to be a strike.
Yeah, it's not that he's missing calls.
No.
He's just there. If it's got a little part of the corner,
yeah,
that's a strike.
That's right. And you know what? As a pitcher, you know that. As a hitter, you come up ready to hit, and it does make for a much better game.
Cut the miss. DeJesus out on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts by Kuroda.
Well, this is what you don't want to see is Hiroki Kuroda locked in with the fastball down in the zone, and then this guy right here, off speed, and it just bottoms out. He can throw that pitch out over the plate when it's moving like that. You know, this is a pitcher here that the Rays overall against the Rays in 8 starts, he's 3-4 with a 5.62, but his last 2 times out, even though one of them was a loss, he's given up just 4 earned runs in 14 2/3 innings.
And he throws a strike to Longoria. Strikeouts of Zobrist and DeJesus. 0-1 the count on Evan. 0-2. Boy, he is commanding everything right now to start this game.
You kind of saw that coming. If there was any carryover from his last start, we mentioned that line at the beginning of this ball game, how solid he was and picking up right where he left off.
And he strikes out the side. A fastball cut the miss. 1-2-3. Go the Rays. Bottom of the first. Coming up. No score. First inning tonight from New York. The Rays and the Yankees beginning their series, and for your Southern Ford dealers, the starting lineup for the Yankees has Jacoby Ellsbury leading off, and then Derek Jeter hitting in front of Brian McCann. The catcher, the DH, is Carlos Beltran. Mark Teixeira at first, Chase Headley at third, Ichiro Suzuki in there at right, Stephen Drew hits 8th, he'll play second base, and Chris Young is in left, batting 9th.
Well, we'll see tonight if the Yankees are the elixir to what has been ailing Chris Archer. As you see his season numbers, last 2 starts for Chris have not been good at all, looking to get back on the winning track. And against the Yankees, he's got as good a numbers as he does against any team out there. A perfect 4-0 record with a 151 in 5 starts.
Well, here's Jacoby Ellsbury. And the pitch is too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Ellsbury at 281. Yankees start the night 73 and 68. Into right field, and Myers is there. 1 away.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up tonight, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we have Matt Joyce, Kevin Kiermaier, and Will Myers. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Yunel Escobar, Ben Zobrist, and James Loney. Ryan Hannigan will handle the catching duties.
Well, there's Derek Jeter. Comes in hitting .260. The pitch is too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Jeter, 6th in baseball history with 3,450 hits. Ground ball shortstop, grabbed by Escobar, throw to first, and a nice play right there. And on the receiving end, Loney reaching toward the right field side.
Escobar showing a little bit of agility and moving his way up the middle to make that play. Does a nice job with the footwork there. And then the accuracy on the throw. A little help from James Loney in that big frame of his, but a nice play by the Rays middle infielder.
Yeah, it's nice to see that out of the Rays shortstop. 2 gone. And here is Brian McCann. Rays shift with him up there, and the pitch skips to the backstop. Longoria, the lone defender on the left side.
Right there, Evan Longoria right there. Playing deep. Brian McCann not a burner, so you give yourself a little bit more time to make a play potentially.
2-0 the count. Quickly Archer behind 3-0.
A couple of these misses uncharacteristic for Chris Archer. Always pretty good with that fastball command, at least having it close to where he wants it. A couple of these have been yanked into the dirt. And you want to be careful here too, because McCann's got the green light. 3-0.
That's a strike.
That could be a good pitch for Chris tonight. You saw that take off there at the end, that two-seamer running away from the lefty. Good finish.
And now he comes back to go full. Fastball in there to McCann that time. Big cut. McCann fouls it.
Well, it's not been the year that Brian McCann envisioned in coming over here to the New York Yankees. Looking to finish strong as this team holds on by a thread to playoff hopes.
High popper this time. And that's Longoria in front of the bag, and on the grass at second. We go to the second inning scoreless. Sun Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By Checkers, big Philly flavor, small price. Checkers Philly cheesesteak. And the new Chicken Philly, each just $1.99. And by T-Mobile Tuesday Night Baseball. Hiroki Kuroda, a 1-2-3 first. He struck out the side, made just 10 pitches. And here's Loney getting hold of one deep into right field, and that one is out of here. Into the second deck, and the Rays lead 1-0. Loney hitting his second career home run off Kuroda gives the Rays the lead. Loney coming off a 4-hit game Sunday against Baltimore. Nails the first pitch he sees tonight.
Ready to hit and left, no doubt. That is going to be the approach taken by Rays hitters. James Loney takes it to another level there. Actually, to be specific, the second level.
And the first pitch to Will Myers is a strike. Well, that shows you the power he has, and every once in a while you'll see that. I mean, we've seen a couple line drive home runs, and that one a majestic shot into the upper deck. Here it is off the bat.
Thing of beauty.
One ball, 2 strikes. 97 off the bat. His 9th home run of the year. 17th given up by Kuroda. Now 2-2 on Will. The Rays 105 home runs now this year. They're on a pace for the second lowest season total in club history. Headley throws out Myers.
Well, and what's interesting is coming into this ball club, if you look at the bottom 3 teams in runs scored, you had the Rays and the Yankees were tied with 555. Now the Rays one up, obviously. And then Boston Red Sox, dead last.
Isn't that just amazing?
It really is. The way that this division has been shaped over the last, I don't know, decade, 10, 15 years, you've had a lot of powerful teams, high run scoring, a lot of walks. And this year, it's been the exact opposite. Paltry offense.
Now Matt Joyce takes the first pitch for a ball. Our Toyota trend, fewest in the American League. Boston leads the list with the fewest. Then the Yankees, followed by the Rays.
And then the
and
Texas teams.
Texas?
Right. Yeah, wasn't that was another team that absolutely destroyed the baseball.
You know, look at this, the top 4, or the bottom 4 really inverted there. The Rays not known as a big offensive team. It's been pitching and defense and sound, timely offense. But the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Rangers just try to pound people into submission.
And it's worked for a lot of years.
Not this year. And really for the Yankees, not last year either.
No,
I mean,
you're right.
If you look at what they've done, they have really reshuffled the deck, and all of the moves they've made after being disappointed with the offense last year. And it's almost exactly the same after all the money spent and all the personnel turnover. They have almost the exact same totals.
Between free agent contracts and extensions, you know, Brett Gardner got the big extension. The Yankees this winter spent over $550 million.
And they get the same.
The same.
Ellsbury was going to come in, make a huge difference. McCann, Beltran, extend Gardner. You got all these moves that have been made, and it has absolutely gone for naught.
Well, that's what you're talking about right here.
Yep. That's a lot of bottom line money, and that doesn't, there's been more spent than that. Those are the four principals coming in from outside of the organization. And here's the other thing. They're not getting any younger. Beltran getting towards the end. Now, they've got a lot of years under their belt, so this is a team that you just wonder, where do they go in the future? Much like the Rays, they've got a lot of contracts that are going to stay on the books, and so this is kind of what you're going to see next year. A tweak here, a tweak there, but you're not going to be able to overhaul the entire team once again, if you would think.
Joyce at first with the base hit to center. 1-0 the count to Escobar.
The one thing that you do is you swap out Derek Jeter for Alex Rodriguez.
There you go. Well, and nobody's going to bet on how that's going to turn out.
But it'll be very exciting, one way or the other.
Yeah. Interesting is the safe word.
Yeah.
Runner goes, cut and a miss. The ball pops out of McCann's mitt. So Joyce picks up his second steal of the year.
How about that? Only the third of the year against Kuroda. Out of 4 attempts, teams just do not run against Hiroki Kuroda, but Matt Joyce right there. Thank goodness there was a bobble.
Into right field, sending Ichiro back. He'll make the catch, and holding at second is Matt Joyce. Two outs with a runner at second for Kevin Kiermaier. Ten home runs on the year for Kiermaier. One of those against the Yankees. Pitch down and in. Boy, the way Kuroda has been pitching lately, a big 2-out hit would be significant here if the Rays could pick up a second run in this inning.
Because you get the double whammy. Kuroda's been dealing, so you get up on him by a couple of runs, and Archer has owned the Yankees. Score first, score multiple runs, especially after the way Kuroda looked in the first inning, striking out the side.
Oh, he was absolutely untouchable.
Yeah.
And a nice take right there on the check. It's 3-0. We went to break looking at each other, wondering if, in fact, that he wasn't going to strike out everybody. That's the way he was dealing in the first. Three and one. Kuroda not coming in with the fastball. 3-0. It's Ryan Hannigan. He would be next. Our starting play today: Baltimore leading New York by 10. Toronto by 10. The Rays 15.5 back. Kansas City up by a game over Detroit in the Central. Angels over Oakland by 8 in the West. 9 up on Seattle. Liner into center. That ball will hang up. And Ellsbury down to a knee to make the catch. And the Rays settle for one on the leadoff home run by James Loney. Bottom of the second coming up. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Why not let him end on a high note? He's pitched so well for Tampa Bay, so the Rays will call up somebody from AAA Durham to be announced. The Bulls currently starting their Governor's Cup International League Championship set against the Pawtucket Red Sox. So that will be coming up against Toronto. We'll have a new starter in the rotation, but for now, Drew Smyly will be done for 2014, guys.
All right, Todd, thank you. And you talk about a guy fitting right in. It's really uncanny. When they made the deal, you wondered, Price leaves. He was such a big part of the dugout atmosphere. And Smiley's right there in the middle of the rotation, not only game to game in this rotation, but in the dugout, as Archer makes quick work of Beltran taking care of him with a pitch up there.
Can I be frank?
I prefer you be Brian, but you can try Frank if you wish.
Just for a minute?
Okay.
I absolutely hate the decision to shut down Drew Smyly. I think it's a terrible decision to shut down Drew Smyly. How about that?
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Would you like to know the reasoning behind
I'm
that?
I'm about to ask you that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Why?
Because selfishly, I want to watch him pitch again.
There you are.
That's why.
Yep.
He has been an absolute blast to watch because he doesn't come in and light up the radar gun, but he just picks apart an offense like with nobody's business. I mean, just moving the ball around the zone, different speeds.
And a nice catch by Joyce, running toward the stands across the foul line to make the grab. Nice defensive play there to get to Shara. Well, I'm with you there. He's been so much fun to watch. The way Smiley's gone about his business, almost as good as this catch here in the concentration by Matt Joyce.
Yeah, having to go a long way, and there's not a lot of room down there. Once you get to the foul line, just a few feet before you get into that wall out there in left field, you're kind of limited. And a nice job, nice play by Matt.
This is Chase Headley. Takes that one for a ball. You're right, Smiley's been great fun to watch because of the way, well, number one, his success kind of leads the charge.
Sure.
But the way he's gone about it with a variety of pitches and different locations within the strike zone, up and down. Hitters got a lot to cover there. He's had great composure out there, only 25, and he seems older than that when you watch him pitch and his demeanor on the mound.
Yeah, absolutely. And, he's coming over to a situation. You can talk all about David Price going to Detroit in a pennant race. He was coming over here with the Rays, and the Rays at that time still had thoughts about postseason and a deep run. And so he's going to be looking to be not only counted upon, but he's going to have to fit into that rotation, taking David Price's spot. And it didn't faze him at all. It tells you a lot about what's on the inside, the composure, the mound presence, the demeanor that you speak of.
Well, he pitched smart, and that's fun to see. That's a side of this game that sometimes is overlooked. But on a night when he pitches and the guy right in front of him there, Alex Cobb, two guys you love to see pitch. You love to see Archer throw the ball, and there is strike 3 call on the slider to take care of Headley. On to the third, 1-0 Rays. Cast is on AFN, the Armed Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome to you one and all, and we thank you for your service. Ball game moves into the third. Ryan Hannigan, the Rays catcher, leads it off. There's a base hit through the hole on the left side.
What have we seen from this Rays lineup so far? First 3 innings.
They've been aggressive with the bats.
Ben Zobrist, James Loney, and Ryan Hannigan, all of them leading off the inning, first pitch hacking. And that has just been it in a nutshell, an aggressive lineup. Another hit there.
Well, here's Ben again. There's a line drive over Jeter's head into left, advancing Hannigan to second. A little trouble on the pickup out there in left field by Young. Runners remaining at first and second.
Well, how about that? A couple of pitches here by Kuroda and instant trouble. Rays already working with the lead. And Ben Zobrist just goes down and soft serves this out into left center field.
Young creating a little divot out there with his spikes.
Yeah, and you usually don't see that. I mean, that slide like that. A longer spike, maybe some new turf.
There's David DeJesus. Strike one. Well, DeJesus coming off the inside the park home run in the final game of the homestand. Turn, nothing doing. Hannigan back there at second and Zobrist at first with that base hit. Zobrist just 2 away from 1,000. A 1-strike count on DeJesus. One and one. Rays settled for the 1 run in the second on Loney's home run, but they did have Joyce in scoring position and left him there. It's out of play, and it's 1 and 2. DeJesus has had a couple hits off Kuroda in his career, both doubles. After the first inning strikeout, he's 2 of 10 against him. McCann out to have a little conversation. Jeter in on it as well.
With Derek Jeter being involved, you wonder if it's a signs issue, because you've got your signs there between pitcher and catcher, but middle infielders, they like to know because they're going to let each other know what pitch is coming. Maybe that dictates what direction they start to lean towards depending on where the pitch location is, hard or soft.
Down and in, blocked by McCann.
And that was a nice job, too, by McCann, because that was not an easy pitch to handle. And when you've got runners at first and second and nobody out, any move up would hurt. But he's able to keep that pitch smothered and in the glove.
It's out of play as well. Nobody out with men at first and second. Comfortable evening here in the Bronx. 70 degrees, overcast skies. Rays beginning this road trip and the series in New York. 3 here, then on to Toronto. Jesus having a battling at bat against Kuroda. Not unusual to see him run deep counts. He's 6 pitches into this at bat.
One of the reasons why he fits into the Rays' philosophy and what they like their hitters to do. At times you got to be aggressive, but other times you're just working a count, working in that bat, trying to get a count in your favor. Live for another pitch, hope it's a mistake, and this is a big spot here with these runners on first and second and nobody out. What a productive AB.
And another foul ball. You know, we talked about Kuroda and how well he's been pitching recently, trying to finish the season strong. That in contrast to last year, when over his last 8 starts of the season, he was 0-6 with a .656 earned run average. total opposite of that this year.
Well, he said, too, with this late push by the Yankees to try to stay relevant in the playoff race, that he obviously, understanding what he did last year, wants to turn that around this year. So far has done that.
Jesus tried to check, but he'd gone around. And on the appeal now to Angel Hernandez, he's out on strikes.
Everything had been down, working on pitches down in the zone. This one comes up. David goes up. And a little bit too far. I think he knew it, too.
First out of the inning, strikeout number 4 for Kuroda. Another big opportunity for the Rays, and here's Evan Longoria. Liner into center, there's a base hit. That will get Hannigan home. On his way to third, beating the throw is Zobrist, and it's 2-0 Tampa Bay. Another run batted in for Longoria, his 84th of the year. And Larry Rothschild's headed to the mound to talk with Kuroda.
Now that's Evan Longoria's 40th run driven in since the All-Star break. After striking out in that first at bat, he gets a pitch up and middle in and continues his productive streak. Boy, a guy that looked to be invincible in that first inning. The Rays have continued to be aggressive. They've got a couple of mistakes. They've taken full advantage, and
it's uncanny how dominant he was to the first 3 hitters. But the Rays have been aggressive, and they've taken advantage of a couple of pitches up.
You go to the first pitch of the second inning, a fastball meant to be away to Loney, ends up and in. Homer. Hannigan, first pitch up, base hit. That first pitch to Longoria, up, base hit. Zobrist. I mean, you just go right down the line. They've not missed the mistakes at all.
Here's Loney again. Pitch up and away off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's the frustrating innings when you get those mistakes and you pop them up, you foul them off. But tonight, when they've gotten their pitch, they've cashed it in. And that's the difference.
Loney's home run in the second is 9th of the year. And he's ahead in the count in this at bat, 2-0. Shot to center, and there's a base hit. That drives home Zobrist. Loney 2 for 2, and it's 3-0 Rays. Loney driving in 2 of the 3 runs. Hit it hard on a line right back through the middle.
I'll tell you what, the Rays lineup, you talk about being locked in. Another pitch that's out over the plate, and Loney going right back up the middle, hit it where it's pitched, up and in, home run to right, ball out over and moving away, line it right back up the middle. They are all over Kuroda right now. Goodness.
Well, 4 of the 5 hitters have hit their way aboard in the third. Here's Will Myers. Strike 1.
And you go from watching a guy in the first inning and wondering, are the Rays going to be able to do anything against him tonight, to just 2 innings later, or at least into the third, you're saying, does he have any pitches to get the Rays out with? That fast.
Mm-hmm. Strange game, isn't it?
It really is. I tell you. That's why you've got to lock it in for 9 innings. It can go awry at any time. You know, there's no clock to run out. You've got to be able to execute and get the outs. And if you don't, you know.
Well, you get somebody up in the bullpen, and David Huff, the lefty's loosening right now. 2 strikes, the count on Myers. And Will is out on strikes. So both outs. Strikeout swinging here in the third, but the Rays have 2 runs and 4 hits, 2 men on base as Matt Joyce comes to the plate. Joyce with 3 career home runs off Kuroda. And the breaking ball stays wide. Tried the curveball on the first pitch to Joyce and missed. Two balls, no strikes. Run in the second, 2 runs in the third off Kuroda. Tapper back to the mound. Kuroda is tossed to first, retires Joyce. Rays score 2, leave 2, and lead 3-0.
Archer working against the New York Yankees tonight on the back end of a 10-hit, 6-run performance. Prior to that, a 10-hit, 8-run performance. But for Chris Archer, he feels like it's all about making pitches, and he's not feeling tired at all.
I go back and look at those starts, and in critical situations with 2 strikes, I didn't make pitches. It has nothing to do with where my body's at physically. Maybe on the mental side of it, it's not from being tired. It's from maybe trying to do too much. Putting pressure there that's unnecessary. And just trying to get back to a place to where I can just completely trust my stuff as opposed to thinking I need to make the perfect pitch.
It's our Geico quote of the game, guys. Archer said that he has saved a few bullets along the way. For example, did not throw a bullpen session before his start against the Cubs at Wrigley. Did very well in that start. But he said physically he feels fine, and so far so good tonight.
Stephen Drew taking the pitch down and in. Ichiro hit the first pitch to center, caught by Kiermaier. Well, whatever it takes to get back on track, and boy, he's showing signs of that, retiring the first 7 tonight.
When you look at a pitcher, the first thing that's going to go if he's injured is going to be the finish, the life on the pitches. You can see by the velocity is still there. Sometimes when a guy is nicked up, the velocity still will be there, but they'll be flat. It's flat velocity. With Chris Archer, not only is the velocity there, but you can see the movement is still there. The slider still has the good tilt. The fastball has the good run, and that goes to show you that he's absolutely 100% healthy. It's all about putting pitches in the right spots. And guess what? Over the course of a full season, you're going to have a couple clunker starts. That's just going to happen. It just so happened that it's been 2 in a row, and that's not the norm with Chris.
2-2. Well, you can take a look at the last 2 and the previous 7. And, of course, here you are, you get into September, and the big question is always, well, are you tired? You could make a case when pitchers tire, I would think, BA, that their command suffers. We see that in games. Ground ball right side into the shift, and Drew is out of there. Zomer is taking care of him from short right field. But you never know. That had been asked of Archer, and he says, no, I'm not tired, not fatigued, just missing spots at times.
Yeah.
Not making as good of pitches.
That's it.
You can do that in April or May or June as well as September.
Yep. And I'll say this, if you're going to be a starter, and this has nothing to do with Chris, this is just a general statement, you're going to be a starter on a frontline team, a team with playoff aspirations, you better not be getting tired in September because you got to finish strong, number one, then you got to play into October. Yep. So if you're getting tired in September, you might want to look at those off-season workouts and tweak them a little bit. I mean, it is a long season. You do need to take care of yourself, but you've got to be smart about it so that you are strong when it matters. Chris
Young pops it up for Loney, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. 9 up, 9 down against Archer. We go to the 4th. 3-0 Rays. We go to the 4th inning. The Joe Madden Mr. Potato Head returns to Tropicana Field. This time, he's prepared for the winter. So come out Saturday. It'll be September 20th. The Rays battle the White Sox, and the first 20,000 fans get the newest Joe Madden Mr. Potato Head, presented by All Children's Hospital, complete with his new outfit. Visit RaysBaseball.com for tickets. With a little tap out in front of the plate off Escobar's bat. McCann with the pickup, and he throws him out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th. And now Kevin Kiermaier makes his way to the plate.
The Rays offense continues to be aggressive. That's now 4 innings of swinging at the first pitch by the Rays. Worked so far. They've taken a 3-run lead here against Kuroda, and they've got Chris Archer throwing the ball very well up to this point.
First pitch, Kiermaier takes it in there for a strike. Rays got a run in the second. They got 2 more in the third.
You know, Dwayne, we were talking about the Yankees' overhaul of their team this year, the injuries, ineffectiveness going out, making new deals, bringing other guys in to try to keep this season alive and last season. Last year and this year, the Yankees have used 56 players.
It's incredible.
It is in each season. That's a franchise high, and they've done it 2 years in a row, trying to keep this team afloat. I don't know if you take that many guys to spring training.
You try not to.
Wow.
I mean, you're starting to get into that area where you're just not going to have enough time to look at everybody. Line drive into right. There's a base hit for Kiermaier. And the Rays now have accumulated 7 hits through 3 1/3 innings off Hiroki Kuroda.
Yeah, and 2 1/3 if you take out that first inning where it was 3 straight hitters of strikeout, strikeout, where he looked unhittable. They've been teeing him up since then.
Don't miss tomorrow's Wednesday night showdown presented by Mazda. The Rays take on the Yankees at 6:30 here on Sun Sports. It'll be another Web Wednesday, by the way.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You know what? Be prepared. We'll have to answer at least 1 to 2 questions.
We'll study all night once we get back to the hotel room. It's what we do usually after games anyway. Here's Ryan Hannigan. Hannigan opened the 3rd inning with a base hit and scored the first of 2 runs in that inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Kiermaier back at first. Two and 0. The outside part of the plate for a strike.
Now, the one thing that I always find interesting in watching baseball in September, not only for the playoff races, but for the teams that are probably not going to be in the playoffs. And you look at the Rays, and right now their chances are on life support at best. And yet, how will they play down the stretch? Who wants to be out there? Mm-hmm. Who wants to play hard? Who wants to continue to play through the end of the season?
This one popped into foul territory, and what an effort by Teixeira. Teixeira down to the low wall there, could not make the play, and be careful.
Boy, everything right up until the end was tremendous, and then it just got goobered. right off the heel of the glove. He was that close. Watched it catch the heel and not the pocket.
So Kiermaier's at first, one away, 2-2 the count on Hannigan. Another toss over there. Now you look at the 3 runs, 7 hits so far for the Rays. We're 1 out into the 4th. In Kuroda's last 2 games combined, he gave up only 4 runs on 9 hits. There's a liner and another hit for Hannigan. Kiermaier will round the bag and hang on at second. First and second with 1 out. 8 hits now for the Rays off Kuroda.
It's good at bat after good at bat for the Rays. Hannigan inside out this pitch. He didn't hit it hard, but tonight you don't have to. They're just falling in. Slices that one out there into right field. Kiermaier trying to get a read on Suzuki. That was a good move to hang right there at second base.
Ben Zobrist with 2 men on, 1 out. Rays trying to add to a 3-run lead in the 4th inning. Zobrist 1 for 2 tonight. The pitch is wide. Lows never stop improving, and that would describe Ben Zobrist, who now is just 2 hits away from 1,000. Carl Crawford, the only Rays player ever to have 1,000 or more, 1,480 hits for the Rays. Ben 2 hits away from 1,000. Up the right side toward the corner. That's a foul ball. Zobrist making a bid to pick up another run batted in, but it was foul. Rays and the Yankees meeting for the 14th time this year. Too low. Now 2-1.
A pitch was so effective for Kuroda early on, really early in this game, but the Rays have started to be able to lay off that pitch and try to force him up into the zone. When he's done that, they've put a good swing on, typically with good results. And that's what's led to not only the lead, but this opportunity here.
Check swing, foul ball, taking the count to 2-2. Action again in the bullpen. Huff, the left-hander, up for the 2nd time tonight. He's got a run on the Loney home run in the 2nd. Longoria single homer run in the third, as did Loney. 2-2 to Zobrist. Fouls this one away.
Oh, and Kuroda here too, trying to find something that works. He's got to know that he could be down to his last hitter depending on the outcome of this at bat, and so he has really slowed the pace, trying to come up with something that will work, because right now, outside of that first inning, he's not had the answer for this lineup.
And the count is all the way out now, 3-2.
You know what he's done is, he threw the one fastball up in the zone to DeJesus and got a check swing strikeout. Other than that, everything has been knees or down, occasional thigh, bottom of the thigh, and down. And the Rays hitters have been able to look in one area to do their damage.
Yeah, and it was only because that pitch was up that he got DeJesus.
Yeah, right. I mean, every now and then you got to change eye levels, even if it's not your game. Every now and then you need to fire one up there when the count is in your favor to change eye levels, because right now the Rays hitters, it's easy. They go up and they're looking bottom of the thigh down for something that they can drive. They get something at the thigh, even better.
There's a roller between Headley and the bag up the left field line. Kiermaier scores. Big turn. Zobrist on his way to second, and he will scramble to get back to first. Boy, Zobrist thinking double off the bat and almost ran right over Hannigan, who had stopped after rounding second. So the Rays going to run, and now it's 4-0.
First of all, where was the pitch? It was down again. So Ben just shoots it the other way. This ball stays down right around the knees, but that's where you're looking. Actually, maybe shin high. But Chris Young has got to be more aggressive with the throw. If he throws it in there like he means it, he's going to get somebody. But he lollipops it in there, and when he does that, Ben able to realize and get back. If he throws it in with authority, they got a chance to get somebody.
Well, the Rays have built a 4-run lead. Pitching change coming for New York. By H.H. Gregg as we play in the top half of the fourth. The Rays have built a 4-0 lead, and in so doing, they have chased the starter Hiroki Kuroda right out of the game. And they'll be facing the left-hander David Huff.
David Huff putting together a good season coming out of the Yankee bullpen.
David DeJesus to face him. He swings, and it's a high fly ball to deep right. Ichiro will go to the track for it, making the catch. Tag at second. Hannigan heads to third as DeJesus made a bid. Hit it to the track in right field for the second out.
Well, maybe that approach wasn't just for Hiroki Kuroda. They're just going to attack anybody that comes in this ball game with a first pitch that's hittable. David DeJesus, boy, a chance there. Too high.
So 2 outs with men on the corners for Longoria. DeJesus looking out, thinking what might have been. Just a few more feet. Pitch is high to Longoria. This is the shortest outing of the year for Kuroda. 3 1/3 innings. Now 2-0. High fly ball, left center. Young with a lot of room out there in that big outfield, and left center makes the catch. Rays score 1 and lead 4-0. For you to tweet your photo using hashtag SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Well, a good start for the Rays here tonight, and for Chris Archer, who's retired 9 in a row.
And efficient. 30 pitches in those 3 innings. He has gone right through this Yankee lineup, something that he has made a short history of doing. He's been so dominant against this team over time.
It's Tino Martinez. Well, here is Jacoby Ellsbury. The pitch is a strike. Boy, it's good to see Tino Martinez down there. See Ellsbury 0 for 1. Tino looks as if he could still play. Give him a bat in the first baseman's mitt. Let's see what happens. Upstairs, 1-1 the count. Ellsbury lifting a fly ball to right to Myers in the first. Hitting .280 right now on the year. 2-2. He is the guy in this lineup who has been a nemesis for Chris Archer. Coming in, he was 8 of 12 against Archer with a double. 2-2, his second time up tonight in the count. Broken bat and a roller foul down the first base side. New bat there for Ellsbury. Ooh, very nice attempt right there and pretty close.
If he doesn't cross Hannigan up, that pitch is strike 3. Watch Hannigan. That was a backdoor slider, and Hannigan got crossed up, and it gets awkward here as he ends up and catches it down, and that allows Vic Carapazza a look of seeing that glove go down. He calls it a ball. That was a strike. Absolute strike.
Oh, a shot to right field there. That one's going to get out of here. Solo home run for Ellsbury, and the Yankees are on the board with their first hit. It's 4-1. Ellsbury, who really has been a problem for Archer, has just hit one out.
And he had him struck out. That's the frustrating thing. That little cross-up costs him another pitch, and Ellsbury makes him pay on that pitch. Doesn't quite get it in there. That ball leaks back middle of the plate. Boy, and a guy who sees you well, has had success off of you, and then you combine that with the short right field. Home run.
Now Derek Jeter shortens, takes the pitch for a ball. Jeter grounded to the shortstop in the first inning. At 40, hitting .260. It's a 2-0 count. 10th home run given up by Archer this year. Only the 4th to a left-handed hitter. There's a strike. Mid-90s fastball. Did he go? Yes, he did. Larry Vanover, the crew chief, says that's a strike. It's 2-2. Seems like a strike from that vantage point.
Absolutely.
Little ground ball for Zobrist. And the toss in time for the first out. So Jeter 0 for 2 tonight. Here's something about Jeter. I'm going to go on record now and say this will happen. The Yankees finished their season at Fenway Park in Boston on September the 28th. Ted Williams hit a home run in his final at bat in his career of Jack Fisher at Fenway Park on September the 28th of 1960. How far-fetched do you think it would be if Jeter, on that final day of his career, hit a home run. And I just think, with the Green Monster being so inviting, he just might do it. And a little looper into left, base hit, and McCann is aboard. So it'd be interesting to see, as we look at the PNC Bank Star Achiever, what Jeter could do. He's done all this already. A 14-time All-Star in his 20 seasons with the Yankees, 5 Gold Gloves, and 6th all-time on the hit list. Pitch to Beltran is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Up and away. Runner at first. 1 out, a run home. Three balls, no strikes. Fly ball back into center. Kiermaier there, and he makes the catch for the out. That's the thing about this ballpark as well. You hit it out to right field, and it's pretty inviting there. But you go to left center and to center, you'd better hit the ball well to get it out.
You know, I was just thinking on that fly ball, you heard the crowd start to get excited about it. Wasn't anywhere near the warning track. You wonder how many balls have been popped out of here this year, because that is an absolute bomb. 408 to center, and then you get over into left center at 399 in the gap. That's huge.
Teixeira fouling it back, strike 1.
That's why when you get these left-handed power hitters up at bat late in the game, tie games, that you're going to stay middle of the plate away. Make them beat you to the big part of the field, because more than likely they're not going to be able to. Very few left-handed hitters are going to ever hit one out left center here.
Yep. 1-1 to count on Mark Teixeira. High fly ball into center. Kiermaier waiting for this one. He's got it. And the Yankees are out in the 4th with 1 run. We go to the 5th, 4-1, Tampa Bay. Inning in tonight's game and all season long. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. James Loney got into one on the first pitch he saw in the second inning.
That ball was meant to be away. Instead, it ends up and in, and Loney promptly throws it up into the second deck. Got the Rays off and running.
So Loney faces the left-hander David Huff to begin the fifth, with Myers and Joyce due next. Liner into center, and there's another hit. So Loney 3 for 3 in this game, coming off his first four-hit game in a Rays uniform in the last game of the homestand Sunday. So he had 4 hits in that one. He was 4 for 6. He's 3 for 3 tonight. Rays now with 10 hits. Here's Will Myers. Takes a strike. Will is grounded out to third and has struck out. And he's behind in the count now, taking a fastball for strike 2, 0-2.
You know, he's not seen too many pitches in close to him. Most pitchers will work Will Myers down and away, and they'll not be, they won't shy away from it. They'll stay down and away. So very rarely has he seen a pitch close to him. Takes that one for strike 2. Now you got to be wondering what's going through his head.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and two. Rays grabbed the lead in the second inning on a home run by Loney. Added 2 in the third, another run in the fourth. Loney aboard to begin the fifth. And that's strike 3 called on Will Myers for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that's just something that he's not seen a whole lot of. Has not been closed out in very often. It's always down and away for the put away. And right here, he gets locked up, and you see all but one of those pitches in on Will Myers from Huff. It's going to be a cruel game.
There's Matt facing a lefty. Pitch inside. Matt, 1 out of 2 with a stolen base tonight. Joey's hitting 161 with a home run against left-handed pitching this year. 1-1. There's 31 official at bats against lefties. A 1-1 count. It's a right-hander up in the bullpen. Chase Whitley throwing. And Matt Joyce behind Huff, 1-2. Pops it up. Here's Drew after it from second base. 2 gone. So Loney's still at first after the leadoff base hit, now with 2 outs. 2014 group party areas at the Trop sold out at a record pace and are now on sale for the 2015 season. Don't miss out and get your group in on the action with your own exclusive area. For more information, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Here's Janel Escobar. The pitch is a strike. Escobar 0 for 2. One and one. Tough ahead now in the count against the Rays shortstop.
Well, he likes that fastball in on righties. Obviously know that because of the way that he attacked Will Myers, which goes against about the way every hitter attacks Will Myers, but doing the same thing here to Escobar. Does a nice job of getting that pitch in there.
2-2. Tapper to third. Headley's throw is in time, and the Rays leave the leadoff man at first. Bottom of the 5th coming, 4-1 Tampa Bay. Four to 1. Tomorrow's starters presented by Chevron. It'll be Jake Odorizzi after his 11th win of the year, facing the left-hander Chris Capuano. So Jake 10 and 11 with a .384 earned run mark. Capuano just under 4.5 at 2 and 3. What a great year it has turned out to be for Jake Odorizzi. Once he's settled in, he has been outstanding for the Rays in the rotation.
Closing in on a mark, too, a rookie mark. Strikeouts. He needs 9 strikeouts to set the new club record for most strikeouts by a rookie, behind Matt Moore and Scott Kazmir. Moore with 175, 2012. That's been the thing that's been eye-opening about Odorizzi, is once he defined himself as a pitcher, boy, oh boy, did he define himself with an exclamation point. Started racking up huge strikeout numbers.
Well, not afraid to work up in the zone. Headley is hit by that pitch. So hitters have to cover a lot of area, top to bottom, against Odorizzi. And then he drops in that curveball, not unlike Smiley. They've got to cover a lot of ground as well.
Yep.
And look for a number of different pitches.
Yeah, because Smiley, he's got that cutter that will, it'll look like a changeup, act like a changeup. Of course, Odorizzi does have the changeup with the curveball and the elevated fastball. Where Smiley has deception is with his arm angle, because you don't see too many guys up over the top anymore to be able to drive the ball downhill and throw it up in the zone at the same time. And so his deception comes from arm angle, and Odorizzi's deception comes from the way that he hides the ball behind his drive leg. So each of them fun to watch.
Archer has the jump on Ichiro Suzuki, a strike. There's a base hit the other way. Headley advances to second. The Yankees get 2 men on with nobody out in the 5th.
Boy, how many times have you seen Ichiro Suzuki? We talk about Derek Jeter going the other way a lot. How many times have you seen this from Suzuki? Just kind of gliding through that batter's box, leaving the hands back, and then slapping something hard the other way, right out into left field.
And here comes Jim Hickey in one of those preliminary visits to try to stave off problems at the pass.
Yeah, we see it a lot. We've seen it when there are mistakes made, when there are errors made, when there are inopportune walks, and now with 2 hits to lead off the 5th, Jim Hickey's going to go out there and try to head this off at the pass. And the more that Chris Archer is able to mature and gain the trust of Jim Hickey and Joe Madden when things start to go south on him and become his own pitching coach, the less you'll see of this. But right now, go out there and calm him down. Don't let this inning get out of control.
Stephen Drew, the second baseman, who grounded out to Zobrist in short right field in the 3rd. Up here, 2 on and nobody out. First pitch away from him. Two 2-0. Oh, there's a strike. Boy, Carapazza had to think about it for a moment. And comes up with a strike.
Yep, and you don't get that pitch when you've been struggling with some command, missing, and then coming up here, and you can see, look at that pause before Carapazza goes for the strike. Try to get a hitter caught in between. You got the umpire caught in between.
Well, we talked about Carapazza predisposed to calling a strike on the corner, and you saw that one was a strike, but up and away and barely in the zone. Little looper into center, and Kiermaier will make the pickup. Bobbles it out there, but the bases are going to be loaded. Kiermaier going to put the decoy on. Headley had to be sure, so he stopped at third, and the bases are loaded with no outs in the fifth.
Boy, in true Kiermaier fashion, too, he's going to make something exciting one way or another. This ball working its way down and away, and Stephen Drew drops it out there. A good deke there by Kiermaier, but then getting in there so quickly to try to field that ball. He just starts bouncing around, handball off the glove. That right there, that's him. If you describe Kevin Kiermaier the way that he plays, it is all out, at some points reckless, a bundle of energy.
Now Chris Young with the bases loaded and nobody out. And a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Headley scores. Ichiro heads to the plate. A two-run single, and it's a one-run game, 4-3. Well, the bottom part of this order has produced 2 runs, and the Yankees are right back in it.
You know, that's been something else that has hurt Chris Archer this year from time to time, is his work done at the bottom of the lineup. They have been able to get to him sometimes better than anybody in the middle of a lineup. And that's where you wonder about concentration issues. Jim Hickey made the quick visit, and right now it doesn't seem to have worked.
And now he has to face Jacoby Ellsbury, who's been murder against him. 9 of 14 in his career, including a home run tonight. Delavo, the lefty, up in the Rays bullpen. There's a strike. Trouble in the fifth with nobody out, 2 men on. The Rays lead is down to 1. Upstairs.
This is where Chris needs to let it go. Don't try to feel pitches into the zone. He was fortunate that Ellsbury went for that first breaking ball in the dirt. That should have been a ball. That pitch was up and away. Right now, the misses have been either out of the zone to put him in bad counts, or they've been out over the plate, and Yankee hitters have hit him.
Yeah, that last pitch hovered up out of the zone. There's a base hit the other way. Drew will be sent to the plate, and he is out at the plate. Hannigan put the tag on him on the base hit by Ellsbury.
Now this is where you wondered about the catcher rule, but did he give him a lane? And I think that's what Joe Girardi. Yep, that's what they're going to argue. Hannigan, from looking at it in full speed, seemed to be stuck right in front of the plate, and this has got to be what they're going to go take a look at. Where is he at? There's going to be a base hit out into left field, and you're going to see the send right here. Read when Joyce has it and send him. Good throw by Matt. Well, where's Hannigan? Right out in front of the plate. That is clearly out in front of the plate with no lane. You wonder how this is going to go for the Rays.
Well, there was some discussion of that with Joe Madden before the game today. Yep. And there's no other place that a catcher can really be.
Well, and that's true, but the way that the rule has been applied and everything else. Now, here's the thing. If the catcher does put himself in that position, there's no reason you cannot smoke him as the runner.
Yeah.
But these runners are now shying away from that, allowing themselves to be tagged when that situation pops up. If a catcher puts him there, he knows where he's at, and he knows that he's in harm's way.
And, of course, this is a rule that Joe Madden absolutely detests.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree with him.
No fan of this rule at all, and it is ambiguous, and they've attempted to address it, and I'm not sure that Yeah, and the concern is you get into postseason, you have a big play.
Like
what
this.
happens?
Like this.
This happens in postseason. Oh my goodness.
Game 7.
Yeah.
Come on. Now, but here's the thing. You got to then tell these guys if they're going to be allowed to block. You see what they call.
And they're going to call them out.
So then here you go. We've seen this rule done other ways where that's a clear block.
Well, we saw a couple different interpretations of it in the series with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And now.
And this one could not be more clear. There was no lane. There was no lane. 0 lane. The other angle even showed it even better. Right here. Where's the lane? But this is the way that this one is interpreted. So the Rays will take it. That's what they're going to need to clean up. You know?
Yeah, sure. You're right. Just hard to figure. You just wait till somebody makes a decision and you go, okay, there it is. Now Derek Jeter with 1 out. Still a 1-run ball game. Drew cut down at the plate. Joyce to Hannigan for the first out. It's a foul ball off his foot.
You know, there was a tweak to that rule, and I think that what they were saying was if there was no lane but the throw beats the runner by plenty, then you can say he didn't need to give him a lane. That may have been the new interpretation right there, but still,
and you're
not sure.
You know what that is? That's almost a throwback to the way they used to handle that in the old days. Just like last year.
Right. Only feels like it's been that long of a year. No, but that is what, you know, you're just not sure. And I'm going to tell you, if it is last year or the year before, then Drew maybe tries to take Hannigan out.
Yeah.
You know, which you could do anyway. But you see as he slides off to the side, well, he's not. You can't score. There was no way for you to score there with the catcher where he was. It really is a terrible rule, and it's led to plays like that.
Yeah, because the last thing I would think as a catcher you want to have to do is try to make a play that you're going to do instinctively, but in the middle of it, there's a line drive caught at second, and the double play off second base. Zobrist to Escobar will end this inning. A line double play off the bat of Jeter. 4-6 on the double play. Ellsbury, or that's Young, caught off second. And so the Yankees settled for 2 on the double play, and it's 4-3 Rays. If you are rooting for the Rays, you're going, boy, Hannigan did a great job of preventing Drew from scoring.
Yep.
And here's another look.
Yeah, no lane. You force the slide off to the side. I mean, here's the thing. This rule has not only led to plays like this, and we're not even sure how they're going to rule on it when you come back. And you could get a different umpire taking a look at that here in town that may say, there was no lane, the runner's safe. Because
That's
we've
right.
seen it called on plays not nearly as egregious as that as far as where Hannigan was positioned. But, you've made the players now shying away. Stephen Drew is sliding off to the side there. He just gives himself up as an out anyway.
Yep.
Where, the old days say, listen, you want to cover the plate like that, I'm going to try to put you into our dugout. But we can't do that anymore. So we just slide off. We sacrifice ourselves as an out, and then we go to the replay to see if I had a lane. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and Hannigan is, as a catcher he's going to do. How many catchers will do something other than what Hannigan did there?
Some, maybe.
I mean, it's difficult. I think it's difficult to do in the middle of making a play. It's one of the points that we were getting to before in the bottom half of that inning. I think it's difficult. You're in the middle of making a split-second decision. Young on the run, and that one's headed to the corner, bounces back to him, and Kiermaier on his way to second with a double, and now the Rays have a threat in the sixth. I mean, if you're the catcher and you've got to make a split-second decision with a runner coming down and a throw coming in, you're going to go, oh, wait, I want to position myself over here. You're going to do instinctively what you've done your entire life.
But you know what we've seen, and we saw this all season long, is we've seen the catchers pre-position themselves. They'll go out either to the right of home plate, depending if the ball's hit the left field, or to the other way. They position themselves beforehand.
Pitching change coming. For the sixth inning, all aboard. The Rays may be leaving the station for the season, but we've got one more Tampa Bay Times Family Fun Day, Sunday, September 21st. Kids 14 and under receive a Raymond train presented by Bright House Networks while supplies last. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com or call 888-FAN-RAYS. Get on the Raymond train. Chase Whitley makes his 20th appearance of the year with a record of 4-3. He inherits a runner at second with Hannigan coming to the plate. There's a strike. Hannigan 2 for 2 tonight. Chop to third. Headley looking Kiermaier back to second. Throws out Hannigan. The Rays with a big opportunity here. More action now in the Yankee bullpen with the top of the order. Ben Zobrist, the switch hitter. Ben is 2 for 3. There's Grant Balfour up in the Rays bullpen.
Is this one of those games where everybody has to play?
A lot of people available to play.
That's right. September. You can play these matchup games all night long.
Two and 0 the count. Zobrist out in front of that pitch, 2-1. There goes Kiermaier. Throw down to third, and he is out at third base. McCann to Headley. And Kiermaier cut down. Joe Madden's going to come out of the dugout. And we'll see if he wants to take another look at that play at third.
Now Kiermaier off and running, and Brian McCann, a good idea that he could throw. Yeah, you know what? He caught that ball right on the back leg of Kiermaier, and this is gonna. He got him right there. Boy, that was a beautiful throw. Catch it and let Kiermaier slide right into the out.
So the Rays lose that man in scoring position. Kiermaier caught for the 4th time in 9 attempts this year.
That'll be interesting to see with Kevin Kiermaier how he tweaks his ability to steal bases. Because guess what? He's got plenty of speed to be able to do it. We've seen that, the explosion out of the batter's box, the way that he can run the bases. But base stealing, as far as stolen bases, is not. That just shows you how much technique, jump, all of that goes into it.
Yeah, you can be fast, but you need to know how and what you're doing. Zobrist caught looking there, caught stealing in the inning for the second out. The Rays do not score. Out in front in the second inning on James Loney's home run. First pitch of the inning, his 9th home run of the year. And then he singled, driving in another run in the third when the Rays made it 3-0. By the bottom of the fourth, it was 4-1. Ellsbury belted a home run. And then in the 5th inning, Chris Young singled home 2 to make it 4-3. And on the play at the plate on the base hit by Ellsbury, Stephen Drew caught. A little discussion about this one, whether there was a lane available or not. The out upheld on the review. So it's a 1-run game, 4-3 Rays. Brian McCann up here with a strike to count on that foul bunt.
Yeah, and I still say it has to do with that new memo that came out to the teams today about the new reinterpretation of the potential rule. Because I'm sorry, don't convince me, no one will convince me that there was a lane there for anybody.
That's right.
So it might have been rule addendum, whatever it is, here on September the 9th, to try to clean this rule up before the playoffs.
Fly ball back to center. A lot of room out there. Kiermaier will make the catch.
And that ball, like you said earlier, you talk about a lot of room. That ball was hit pretty hard, and it didn't even threaten the warning track.
It'll be Carlos Beltran. Fly ball to center himself in the 4th inning. Kiermaier caught it. Pitch is low, struck out on a fastball in the 2nd. One and one. Two balls and a strike. Two. Rays led 4-0. It's now 4-3. And a cut and a miss on the fastball. He blew that one by him up. And at 97 that time for the 2nd out of the inning. Opening game of this series. Here's what's coming up tomorrow night on Rays Live. The pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. We'll hear from Jake Odorizzi, who's after his 11th win. As Orestes breaks down Jake McGee's season out of the bullpen. Ground ball for Loney off the bat of Teixeira. 1-2-3. Go the Yankees, and we go into the 7th. It's 4-3 Rays. Tampa Bay's home of driving excitement. Visit BertSmithVW.com. And by Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife. Available exclusively at Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. He's beginning this two-city road trip in New York. We're in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. Moving into the 7th inning. David DeJesus looking for his first hit. He drove a ball deep to right on the warning track in right field in the 4th. And he faces Chase Headley, the right-hander, for the first time tonight. He takes ball 1. 3 1/3 for the starter Kuroda. An inning and 2/3 for Huff. It's 2-0. Whitley got credit for the full inning in the 6th inning as a result of the caught stealing. So he has an inning under his belt beginning the 7th. And he falls behind DeJesus, 3-0.
This game has gotten a little bit uncomfortable here for the Rays, who had built a 4-0 lead. Going to have it to be clipped down to 4-3. So you'd love the leadoff man aboard, and don't get it.
And there you go, a walk to DeJesus. That's why that double by Kiermaier gave them some optimism in the 6th inning, but he was caught for the 2nd out of the inning trying to steal 3rd. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Well, Evan Longoria has been hot since the All-Star break with 12 home runs here at Yankee Stadium, leading the visitor home run list at the new Yankee Stadium. One more than Jose Bautista. It's a strike. Rays coming off the 4-6 homestand. Under 500 at home and over 500 on the road. That's reflected in this series against the Yankees. The Rays are 8-5 against the Yankees. They've won 5 out of 6 here.
Not been intimidated at all coming here to play at Yankee Stadium. A lot of teams, you come in here and the history of this franchise and playing under the big lights. Rays, it has not bothered them one bit. They have excelled over the last couple of years here.
But figuring out how to win at the Trop has been the issue this year, and that's something that Joe Madden right from the very beginning tried to emphasize. Make this an advantage to the club, and they've pretty much done that, but it has not been the case this year. In fact, the Rays, the only team in baseball with a winning record on the road and a losing record overall.
Yeah, I mean, it makes, well, you know what, how about since June the 4th? They're 25-11 on the road. Unbelievable. During that same time frame, they're 21-28 at home. 7 under, as opposed to 14 over.
Longoria out on strikes, reaching for that pitch.
And that makes absolutely no sense, because Tropicana Field should absolutely be a built-in advantage, no doubt.
We're going to get a pitching change with James Loney due up. We'll come back with the 4th pitcher of the night for New York. Have a one-run lead in the top of the 7th inning tonight. The Yankees will be showing up at Tropicana Field on the 15th through the 17th of September. Braves and the Yankees meet for the final time this season. Get there early for Derek Jeter's pregame tribute Tuesday, September 16th. And don't miss the series finale on the 17th. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com. Rich Hill, veteran left-hander, on to face the left-handed bat of James Loney. Hill has faced Loney one time in his career, and he struck him out. That's earned him this matchup right now.
I love the digging that you did during the change. Like, why is this happening? Why are we going to Rich Hill? I found it. I have found it. 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
They're trying to stop Loney, who's 3 for 3 tonight, coming off the 4-hit game to wrap up the homestand. But first, a move to first, and DeJesus is back standing. Loney back to .290 now with 3 hits tonight. The curveball, that's a strike.
Let me ask you this, Dwayne. His stats show 10 games, 3 1/3 innings.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the definition of a specialist? Because that's 10 outs.
That's it.
In 10 games. This is your 1 out.
A specialist extraordinaire.
Wow. Yeah, that is just funky. Crossfire, sweep the breaking ball, low arm angle. I guess in the quest to retire James Loney, this is what it's come to.
Ismail Rogers up in the bullpen.
It's coming.
Now Myers is on deck. Sweeps a little wide. One ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you start to think of the possibilities here with Rich Hill.
That's right.
If you could get him into 100 games, and he'd still only throw 33 1/3 innings.
That's right.
You could get him into every game, and he'd only throw 54 innings.
And if he strikes
you
out,
tell me he can't do that every
Loney,
night?
So there's a sweeper. And now he's tired. And Joe Girardi heads to the mound to go to the bullpen. Wednesday night showdown presented by Mazda. When the Rays take on the Yankees at 6:30 here on Sun Sports with Jake Odorizzi after his 11th win of the year. Chris Capuano, the veteran left-hander on the hill for New York. It's Will Rogers on for the 27th time for New York. So he inherits a base runner. The leadoff walk by DeJesus. And let's see what Will Myers can do against Rogers. It's an interesting matchup because Will is 4 for 7 with a double and 2 home runs against Rogers. And he sends a fly ball to left. Young will go back for it and make the catch in front of the track to retire the side. A man left, middle of the 7th, 4-3 Rays. Summary, Rays lead 4-3. James Loney gave them the initial run of the night on a home run. They built a 4-0 lead. The Yankees back with 1 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. And it's 4-3. Kuroda, Huff, Whitley, Hill, and Rogers have all pitched for New York tonight. And for the Rays, Chris Archer has gone the front 6, ready to open the bottom of the 7th inning. 78 pitches so far for Chris Archer. Archer helped out in the 5th on the play at the plate, and a line drive double play. Recovered to retire the Yankees 1-2-3 in the 6th inning. He'll have Chase Headley, Ichiro Suzuki, and Stephen Drew to deal with here in the 7th, and it's that combo and that part of the lineup that got him into trouble in the 5th.
Well, thinking how that inning started, hit by pitch to Headley, base hit the other way by Suzuki. Drew dropped one out into left center. Young a base hit to left field. Ellsbury then with a base hit. Jeter could have had, I mean, that could have been a disastrous inning. And yet the Rays were able to hold on to the lead. And Archer gets another shot at the perpetrators.
So here's Chase Headley, who struck out in the 2nd before being hit by a pitch and scoring a run in the 5th. Ball 1. Grant Balfour up for the 2nd time tonight in the Rays bullpen. Headley fouls it out of play. 1 to count. Action in the Yankees bullpen. Dylan Betances has been something special out there this year. 2-1. Headley coming over from San Diego the 3rd week of July. Two balls, 2 strikes. And now the fastball misses upstairs, and the count is full.
Archer still looking for consistency with that pitch, and it's a big pitch for him. It's that front door two-seamer, and he'll start it at the left-handed hitter's hip and try to run it back to the inside corner. He's not been able to dial that one up tonight consistently enough. See if he tries to go back to it here.
Ground ball into short right. Rays had him positioned perfectly with a shift. And Headley is retired with Ben Zobrist taking care of the ground ball.
It was interesting, too. That was going to be a slider there, a breaking ball. And Hannigan was calling for it a little bit elevated and in the middle of the plate. Like, throw it at my glove. The break will take it to where I want it to end up, but throw it right here. And boy, oh boy, did that work out. We see that a lot with Hannigan in working with Archer. He's very demonstrative in what he wants out of his pitcher.
Here's Ichiro Suzuki. Well, the one thing you can say about Hannigan, you're right, he's animated at times and involved with his pitcher pitch by pitch.
Yep.
And I would think that's what you would want in a catcher.
Well, and I think even more so with Chris Archer, just based on what we talked about as far as Jim Hickey, if there's a little bit of trouble jumping out there ahead of it.
Yeah.
And so he's, very proactive in how he calls Archer's games. Give it to me here. You'll see him sometimes call for a pitch and then take his throwing hand and say, I really want it jammed in here on a hitter as he's, scraping that hand across his chest, giving Archer visuals.
Little chopper that will be foul and advance the count to 1-2. Ichiro singled and scored in the 5th inning. 40-year-old outfielder. Ichiro getting time granted. Tapper foul. Rays after their 70th win of the year tonight. Yankees have 73 wins. Archer moving into the upper 80s in pitch count, and a foul ball, just a little piece of that one by Ichiro, and the count remains 1-2. This one deflecting off Archer's foot, picked up by Longoria, and no chance. A broken bat. The ball back to the mound, that Archer got a foot on it, and Ichiro has a scratch hit.
Yeah, a good job there by Suzuki battling that entire at-bat and that ground ball. You thought for a chance that maybe, well, there was no shift. There was no play going to be made on that. Nope. Well, it would have been close, but once it went up into the air, forget about it.
So Joe Madden comes out, and that's going to be the end of the evening for Chris Archer. Infield hit by Ichiro. Back in a moment. For the Yankees, 2 up with a man at first and 1 out. Our T-Mobile game changer. Base hit by Drew back in the 5th, and on the throw to the plate by Matt Joyce, Stephen Drew cut down at the plate. He singled his way on, eventually moved up to second, and was cut down trying to score on that base hit by Jacoby Ellsbury. And now Chris Archer, with 90 pitches to his credit, out of the game after 6 1/3, and Grant Balfour takes over to face Stephen Drew. Shift on for Drew. Drew came into the game hitting 159, 162 right now with that base hit in the 5th. Down. One ball, no strikes. Runner takes off. The pitch is a ball in the throw. Not in time. Ichiro steals his 12th base of the year in 14 attempts.
Well, good jump by Ichiro, and he picked the right pitch too. A breaking ball by Grant Balfour. So you get the slower pitch and the good break, and just no chance for Hannigan.
So the Yankees, for the second time in this game, have a potential tying run in scoring position. Ichiro takes off for third, fly ball to right, going to be caught by Myers, and the throw to second. He is doubled off second base. He was trying to steal third, and Drew, it's a fly ball to short right, and the Rays turn the big double play. They got a double play in the 5th to get him out of the jam. They get a double play here in the 7th to end the New York threat. So nobody left on base, and here's another look. Myers one-hopping it in to second. The 8th at Yankee Stadium. Here's get another double play to get out of the spot in the bottom of the 7th.
Ichiro all the way to third, and then a little double clutch here by Myers, and how about him playing that throw in there? Nice scoop by Escobar to be able to close that inning out.
Well, we go to the 8th. Matt Joyce leads off against Rogers. Rogers got Myers to end the 7th on a fly ball to left. The pitch to Matt is outside. Joyce 3 of 10 in his career with a double and a walk against Rogers. He's ahead in the count now, 2-0 to open the 8th. And Brad Boxberger is up in the Rays bullpen. There's ball 3. And a 4-pitch walk. The Rays put the leadoff man aboard in the 8th inning. We'll log on and caption this photo of Yunel Escobar. We'll take a look at all the submissions and pick the best caption to be featured in Wednesday's Rays-Yankees game next week. So log on to foxsportsflorida.com/Rays caption to play.
When did this start?
I think this is the second one.
September the 9th? That is the date, correct?
It is.
Okay. I can't wait.
Outman is the lefty, Kelly the right-hander. Escobar 0 for 3. And he's going to put down the bunt. Throw to first in time to get him as Escobar sacrifices Joyce up to second base.
I like Escobar on the sacrifice and the route. He was so far inside the baseline to make that throw as hard on Brian McCann as possible. Brian McCann, obviously right-handed catcher. Watch Escobar going up the line where he's at. He's in the grass plenty.
Well, the Rays have Joyce in scoring position with Kevin Kiermaier due. And Joe Girardi comes out. He wants the left-hander against Kiermaier. Back after this. Every game ender and every history-making moment on MLB Whip Around. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Josh Outman, the lefty on, making his 35th appearance. 4-0. He started the year with Cleveland and was 4-0 in 31 relief appearances for the Indians.
I thought you were going to say that he started the year in 1982.
Or 88.
Either one.
But the number is 88. The Sox are 82.
Well, you don't see that anymore from anybody. I mean, those are legit, old school. I don't even know they made those anymore. You see Archer has them on, but they're low. Those are the really tall.
Yeah.
And that's not the one piece.
You get a really good deal on them now.
Well, that's true.
1-0 the count. Yeah, but here's the other thing. He's a lefty.
Yeah.
So it's really not that unusual.
Yeah. Well, that is true.
And you like that.
I deal with it every day.
One ball, one strike. Kiermaier cut and the miss.
Wait, ejecto right out of that batter's box right there.
Forgetting that you can't steal first. He's trying to get a good jump, though.
See, already working on it. Got thrown out at third. And I, quite honestly, on that play, no fault of his. His jump wasn't that bad. The throw is better. But I like to see that he's already working on it from the batter's box.
Sends a fly ball into center. Ellsbury is there. And so Kiermaier is retired, and Joe Girardi, getting his walking in, makes another stroll to the mound.
You love September baseball.
Pitching change coming. Back in a moment. Earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to #SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to be shown at an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T.
That's a well-rounded young man there. The raise up with the burst and the throwback hat.
Got it all covered.
Boom.
Sean Kelly will be the new pitcher. He is the 7th pitcher of the game employed by the Yankees tonight.
It's almost one for every inning.
We still have time, and they still have arms, apparently. Here's Ryan Hannigan. The pitch is a strike. Well, Hannigan might be the guy to cross all this up. He's 2 for 3 in this game. He came into the game hitting .122 against left-handers and .253 against right-handers. But he's behind in the count 0-2.
Well, yeah, you're not going to have much of an average off a pitch like that. That was a good breaking ball down and away by Kelly to get to 0-2. Well, anytime that the Rays have threatened, Joe Girardi has gone to that bullpen and just played the matchup game. To this point, it's been flawless.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Corota started. Huff, Whitley, Hill, Rogers, Outman, and now Kelly. Two and two.
Do or die on the scoop right there by McCann. That pitch came out of the hand of Kelly, down and away into the dirt right away. Ooh, lucky.
Joyce, the base runner, 2 outs. Pitch foul back, fastball, and Hannigan took a big 2-2 cut
to go right back to that breaking ball. You know, he had missed with the last couple of breaking balls, started to lose the feel for it. You run a fastball up in the zone, you hope to get the out there, but you don't, and guess what? You've sped the arm back up, the hand speed, and now you come right back with that slider.
Two. Fly ball into right center field, but Suzuki's there to make the catch. The Rays leave a man in the 8th and lead 4-3. Moving on to the bottom of the 8th, coming up on Rays Live, the postgame, presented by Checkers. Rich and Orestes along to anchor the coverage. Joe Maddon's press conference, and Todd Callis will have interviews from the clubhouse. Big night at the plate for James Loney. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, Ryan Hannigan has a new pitcher to catch, Brad Boxberger, pitcher number 3 for the Rays.
And what a year it has been for Brad Boxberger as he comes on for the 59th time. He has 5 wins and an ERA of 1.92, but check out the strikeout number. 61 innings, 96 punch-outs, and that opponent average of 151 is not too bad either.
But the first man he faces will be Chris Young. Young began the year with the Mets. Played 88 games with the New York Mets, hitting .205. Spent some time on the disabled list, then went to AAA Las Vegas. Was designated for assignment in the middle of August. Picked up by the Yankees. 1 strike to count to Young. Ellsbury next, and then Jeter. Two. Robertson up in the bullpen. And Young is out on strikes. 1 away in the 8th.
Well, nothing new there. Brad Boxberger has just been outstanding, being his ability to come in from the bullpen and not only get outs, but miss bats.
Well, the starting pitchers, Kuroda for New York and Archer for the Rays, still the pitchers of record. Yankees have used 7 pitchers. Boxberger number 3 for the Rays. Pitch to Ellsbury is low. Up and away, 2-0. Ellsbury 2 for 3 tonight. He homered in the 4th. Singled in the 5th. That's a strike on the inside part of the plate. Ellsbury 2 official at bats against Boxberger. He's 0 for 2. Rolls it foul behind Mick Kelleher and beyond. 2-2. Derek Jeter on deck. Ooh, pretty close. And the count's going to go full. Ellsbury would not offer. 3-2 now. Liner into center, and here comes Kiermaier to make the catch. Kiermaier literally charging that line drive. Challenged it and made the grab.
It was the jump, Dwayne. It was the jump. That ball off the bat, and Kiermaier didn't hesitate for a second. He was off and running. You'll catch him right here, already going. Boy, a nice beat on that. Always a little disconcerting when you're diving straight at a ball that's lined at you. You can tell by the look on his face. What a play.
He's fun to watch.
Oh, that is so true.
Now Derek Jeter. pitch is a strike. A couple of ground balls for Jeter. He lined into a double play with a line drive to second. And his last time up, that got Archer out of a big spot. Strike two. Two outs, bases empty. Jeter swings through the fastball at 96 and is out on strikes. 1-2-3. Boxberger takes care of New York in the eighth, including 2 strikeouts, and this one of Jeter. Still 4-3 Rays. It has been 4-3 since the bottom of the fifth. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. David Robertson becomes the 8th pitcher of the night for Joe Girardi. On for the 54th time.
Not going to be a save situation here, so David Robertson comes on, try to keep this at a 1-run deficit and hope that his offense can do something in the bottom of the ninth off, you would think, Jake McGee. But first things first, he's got to retire the Rays here.
And the Rays will have the top of the order up here. Ben Zobrist. Ben, 2 hits tonight in his pursuit of 1,000 hits in his career. First pitch is a strike. So Ben right now with 999 career hits. Drove in a run with a base hit in the 4th. Takes this one low. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Rays at one point led 4-0. Tapper, foul ball, runs the count to 1-2. It's Jake McGee up in the bullpen for the Rays. Been 5 out of 18 in his career against Robertson. for a .278 average. He'll get time from Vic Carapazza. Time granted by the plate umpire. Two balls, two strikes. And Ben checked in time. Angel Hernandez down there on the appeal, and the count is full.
Breaking ball, middle down, and Ben able to hold up.
Time granted again. De Jesus next, and then Longoria. See another 3-2 pitch. Robertson has been tough on the Rays through the years. He's been tough on a lot of hitters. And there's strike three call. Fastball, and Zobrist takes it for the first out.
Well, David Robertson features that cut fastball. Also the breaking ball that we saw, and watch the subtle little cut right here. Boom, right to the middle of the plate.
10 strikeouts for New York pitching tonight. Spread among now 5 of the 8 pitchers. Here's David DeJesus. Inside, ball one. New York will have Brian McCann due to lead off the bottom of the ninth, with Carlos Beltran and Mark Teixeira scheduled to follow. The Rays have Jake McGee in the bullpen. At the knees for a strike. David with a couple at bats against Robertson, 0 for 2. There's a pop-up foul toward the dugout and just on top the dugout roof. Ground ball to first. That's Teixeira making the play unassisted. So 2 outs. There's Evan Longoria. Strike one. Evan drove in a run with a base hit in the 3rd inning. He is 1 for 4 as he hits here in the 9th. The run batted in, his 84th of the year. foul ball, 0-2. Well, what a recovery it has been for Evan in the run-producing department. You know, the Rays, after this one, will have 17 games left. Entirely possible he could finish with over 90 runs batted in.
At his pace, I mean, what is it, 40 runs batted in now in 47, 48 games since the break? Mm-hmm. Only had 44 in 97 games before the break.
He is out on strikes, or did he get just a little of that? He got just a little bit of that one. And so the count is still 2 strikes. Well, that got McCann right on the mask. One and two. The Tigers batting in the bottom of the 8th. They lead Kansas City tonight 4-2. Orioles leading Boston in the top of the 9th at Fenway 4-1. Swing and a miss. Longoria strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Robertson. 4-3 Rays lead headed into the bottom of the 9th. To the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We have welcomed you, and it has been our privilege to bring this game to you, and we thank you for your service. Jake McGee on to work the bottom of the 9th with the Rays holding a 4-3 lead. 68th appearance for Jake.
Well, Jake, you know, he's part of that combo. Jake McGee, Brad Boxberger, he's on for the 68th time. 16 out of 18 in saves, a minuscule earned run average, and another big strikeout year for a Rays reliever, 83 in 66 innings. And he looks to get the final 3 here while nursing a 1-run lead.
Ryan McCann will lead off against Jake. Carlos Beltran and Mark Teixeira due up. McCann singled in the 4th inning tonight. 1 for 3. First pitch is in there for a strike. How about McCann against lefties? Hitting .308 this year, .212 versus right-handers. It's 1-1. McCann with a couple of at-bats in his career against Jake. He is 1 for 2 against McGee. Popped up foul. That's back carrying out a play. 1-2. It's Beltran on deck. Archer worked 6 1/3. Balfour 2/3. Boxberger 1 inning. Two and two.
One with the curveball there, and I think that that's something that you're going to see a little bit more of from Jake. He'll pick his spots. Heavy on the fastball, but here coming down the stretch, we've seen him do it a couple of different times where he has gone to that pitch and with good success. It's such a changeup from that fastball, which every hitter that goes to the plate is looking for off Jake.
2-2 and a high shot deep into right center. Myers and Kiermaier, and it's going to be Myers on the track to make the catch. He got under that one. A lot of verticality to that one, and the Rays thankful for it.
Yep, absolutely, because that was close. That was close. It sounded good coming off the bat. It had that jump off of the bat, but just a little bit too much height.
You could see him. He wasn't happy with the way it left the bat. Still scary here. Anything hit to right field. You don't always have to hit it perfectly to get it out to right.
That was a prime example of a hitter will let you know.
Yep.
And he knew it. He knew it. He may have been the only one that knew it.
Want to know the count on Beltran. 1-1 now.
It's just amazing to me, and it has been for the last couple of years, how Jake McGee can come into a game with a sign blaring, I'm only throwing fastballs. He throws it 99.9% of the time. Hitters know it's coming, and they ultimately can't do much with it.
This one lined down the left side. That's a foul ball. That's the other thing. You get out early, it's only 318 down the line and left. That one hooking foul. Take a look at how close this was. Beltran fouls it back. The count at 1-2. There's a look at Teixeira on deck. High fly ball into left. A lot of room for Joyce. 2 gone. 2 outs here in the ninth with the bases empty. And here is Teixeira. He's 2 for 5 lifetime against Jake McGee. Strike one. 98. Broken bat, back to the mound. McGee's flipped to first in plenty of time, and the Rays win it 4-3. 1-2-3 go the Yankees in the bottom of the ninth inning. Rays take the first game of the three-game series, winning the first of 6 on this road trip. A 4-3 final as Jake McGee gets McCann on a fly ball to right, Beltran on a fly ball to